while we're journeying through the storm, when you walk through the fire, you will not be scorched. God is able. Remember Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yes.
They took a stand and refused to serve King Nebuchadnezzar, gods, or worship the object of gold. When threatened with the fiery furnace, the 3 Hebrew boys told the king, "If that is the case, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us from your hands, O king." And we all know the story. They did go into the furnace. But as Nebuchadnezzar began to watch, he threw in 3, but 4 came out. God is always with us in the storm. In the storms of life, your integrity, your honesty, and your loyalty to God is not an option. Choose to stay loyal to God in the storm. You already have the victory. Expect to have people smear your reputation just because you believe in God. Without knowing it, they've done you and God a favor. The Spirit of your Father will supply the words. Ask God to give you the spirit of discernment in the storm. Because while we're in the storm, a lot of times we're in a state that we can't just really focus the way that we're supposed to focus. And normally what ends up happening, we have people getting in our ear and we're listening to them instead of God. And for whatever reason, when we go into the storm, God is always the last person we go to. We get on the phone, we tell our friends, we go tell our co-workers, we go tell our leaders, and then we get upset because our business is all over the world. We get upset because the first thing we do is say, they around there talking about me, they done told my business. Well, you done told all your business, you don't have no business to tell. But when you take it to the Lord in prayer, guess what? It don't come back at you.
That's right.
But it comes back with a good report. Ask God. No, I'm sorry. The enemy will make you think God will not bring you out of the storm. Because, like I said before, we get with our friends, and the first thing our friends want to do is give us the negative view. You never see those friends want to give you the positive view because guess what? Misery loves company.
Yes.
And as I said before, we're going to always have some storms in life, so guess what? They may be going through the same storm you're going through, but you just don't know it because they have not exposed it to you.
Right.
So if they're going through that same storm, they're not going to give you a positive report. What they're going to do is they're going to give you a negative report because they want you to stay unhappy just like them. And ladies, let me tell you another thing. Quit running and telling these other women about your business, about your man. Because they're going to come back and they're going to tell you what you should do. But a lot of times, and I'll never forget this as a little girl growing up, my grandmother used to tell us that she had this beautician. And the beautician that she had, people were always running to this beautician telling her all of their business. The lady was always full of advice. They always thought that she had so much wisdom. Well, this one particular lady ran to this lady and she was telling her all of her business about her husband. And guess what? She told the beautician that her husband was cheating on her. He was dealing with another person. Guess who that person happened to be? And see, the beautician always had the inside scoop. The beautician always knew where the lady was because the lady always ran and sat in that chair and told her all her business. So ladies, you all better learn how to keep your business to yourself. If you cannot get you any godly counseling wisdom, then you better not open your mouth. Because the minute that your so-called friend, and especially if they are a single person, you better learn how to quit telling these single women, because these single women are looking for the same thing you're looking for. They're looking for a good man to supply their needs. They're looking for a good man to take care of them. So you better quit telling these people. You better take, as my grandmother used to say, you better take a fool's advice and stop telling these women all of your business. God can do anything but fail. Delay is not denial. Just because you're going through the storm and you think that everything, you're giving up all hope, that does not mean that God has denied giving you the desires of your heart. What it means is that God is actually preparing you so that you can handle those desires. Because see, when you go through the storm, you are getting ready to be promoted up to the next level. And sometimes you can't handle the things you ask for. I know, a lot of people, and me, I'm guilty as well, all want to be a millionaire. But, we all want to be a millionaire, but it has been said that only 20% of the church tithes. So, and a lot of times when we pray to be in that millionaire status, the first thing we say, Lord, if you let me be a millionaire, I'm going to pay my tithes. Yeah. But if you can't be faithful over a few things, that's right. What makes you think that you're going to be able to be faithful over me? What makes you think that you're going to be able to pay them tithes when you couldn't pay that $10 and now you got to pay $100,000? A lot of us, we run around chasing a dream. It's like the lottery ticket is a carrot. And I don't know about you all, but you remember last week the Powerball was $350 million. Lord, I surely was tempted. I even filled out their card. And look, I didn't fill out the $2 because the Powerball was $2 now. I'm going to spend $10. And Pastor, the first thing I said, we'll have enough to pay our tithes to buy that church and building. Because, we always want to play God. We want to play games with God. We want to, we want to negotiate. We want to negotiate and we want to tell God, if you let me get through this, I promise you I'll do X, Y, Z. Yeah. And then when God lets us get through it, we're back on it again. Yeah. God, if you only let us get through this, I promise you this time, Lord. This time is a promise. And we're good for saying this time, this is a promise. But we've said that for the umpteenth time. Yeah. So, God knows all our little tricks and all our little habits, and He still says, you got to ride through that storm. You got to go through that storm. And that storm may not be comfortable. Yeah. But when you come out, you're going to be like fine gold. Come on now.